Well, you know, the Alliance World Fellowship is a wonderful instrument that God has given to us. You know that it goes back to the days of Albert Simpson, when he sent out people into many nations, and national churches grew out of that missions work. And today we have national churches around the world, and they form this network of like-minded churches. Well, it's a network of churches which are motivated to be involved in missions. We are CNMA, aren't we? So we want to collaborate in missions and see what are the strong elements in the different churches. The gifting of those national churches can be different, and how can we use the gifts of the different churches in order to reach out to the unreached in our world. And we need each other. I'm very convinced about that. When you look at the situation in the world today, you see that the strongest missions movements are in the South. And if we, in the West and in the North, want to be working in the needy areas, we better collaborate with that growing force in the South. Partnership is extremely important. Let me give you an example from what I have seen where it really functions in a very positive way. I have traveled many times from the Netherlands to West Africa and from West Africa to Central Africa. When I go from the Netherlands and I arrive in a country like Guinea or Mali or Niger, I see that it is a country where less than 2% of the people are Christian, only a few. And I see Canadians, Americans, Dutch people working there as missionaries. Now, they have a lot of problems there. They're not used to the climate. They have a problem with the culture. It's very different. They have a different color than the people they want to reach. So they're struggling along. But it's good that they're there because only 2% is Christian, so they're needed. But then I would travel on from West Africa to Central Africa. And I would arrive in a city like Kinshasa with more than 6 million people, but there maybe more than 90% of the people are Christian. In Kinshasa you will find a church or a prayer cell on every street corner almost. We have a huge potential of Christians in Central Africa, and these people are motivated for the Lord. Well, when I look at that, I think that maybe we are doing something wrong. We have this huge potential of black African Christians in Central Africa, but in West Africa, where the need is, we are using white people. Now, don't get me wrong. I hope there will be many more Canadians and Dutch people working in that area, because everybody who is willing to work there, please let him come. The need is such, we need them all. But at the same time, I see this huge potential of our alliance churches in Kinshasa, where we have people who have the right color, the same color as the people in West Africa. These are people that are used to the hot climate in West Africa. These people are, don't get me wrong, but they are cheap in the sense that they can live with less income than the white missionaries. So you start thinking, why shouldn't we use those people from Central Africa in order to reach out to the people in West Africa? Well, then you see that it's not happening because a lack of information in Central Africa. Many of the Christians there, the churches there, do not know about the need in West Africa. And a lack of money. And then, looking at the Alliance World Fellowship, I think, well, we can use our network in order to get that information on the need to all our churches, like in Central Africa. And as these churches are poor, maybe we can help them financially, partner with them in order to send people from Central Africa to West Africa. And the good thing is, it's happening already. We have people from the Congolese church. We partner with that church. The church in Congo pays 50% of all the expenses of two couples, and the Alliance World Fellowship as a family We supply the other 50% for that project. But this is just one project, and we would love to see many more of those many dedicated Christians in Central Africa engaged in missions in other areas in Africa. And I could tell you similar stories for other areas in the world.